Okay, so do you get a lot of humidity in your bathroom or maybe in your basement and you're just tired of it? Well, guess what? We've got a great video tutorial for you today. My buddy Bill White from Livewire Service Group, he's a registered electrician. He's going to show you how to install Leviton's new humidity sensor and fan control. So you're going to really like this video. And in the end, we've got a great surprise for you. So let's jump into it.
Hi, this is Bill with Livewire Service Group. I am here today to show you Leviton's new humidity sensor fan control. We're going to show you some common mistakes made with this and also the installation on how you put this in. This is the Leviton's new humidity control fan switch. You can see on the back here there are four different screws actually. There's a black screw, a silver screw, and a purple screw. Black screw is considered the common. This is where your line goes, or your power supply, your black wire. The silver screw always takes a white wire, or your neutral. And then the purple screw is for the load, or connected to the fan circuit. Green screw, as usual, is always the ground. Okay, so we are just going to install this real quick, and then we'll talk about some other features on it. So what we're going to do first is this is our power feed. We have 3 wires on here because we're going to have 3 switches going on. So this is a power supply to control 3 different devices in this switch box. So we're going to connect our black feed to the black screw. And this is a pressure plate system, so you just need a straight wire. Don't have to wrap it around the screw. Just straight into there, and make sure, like I said before, always use a flathead screwdriver just so we can ensure that it's going to be tight enough. And once you get that tight, again, like I said, check it to make sure that the wire twists with the device. Now this is our 3 wire that goes to the fan. Because we have a light fan combo, we're going to use our black wire for our light, and we're going to use our red wire for our fan. So we'll get this stripped in preparation to hook up to the switch. And once again, always strip about a 1/2 inch of the jacket off so you don't have any exposed copper, and you also don't want that jacket to be pinched inside the clamp. So we're going to connect this to our purple screw, which is our load side or fan connection wire. Flathead screwdriver, get that nice and tight so we know it's not going to let go. And then with this device, it's also going to require a neutral to operate the device while it's not running. So for this, we're going to need and attach an extra white lead to this wire to connect to the neutral terminal. And so to add a neutral, we're just going to twist an extra white wire onto here, also known as making a pigtail for obvious reasons. Twist our wire nut on, prep the neutral for connection. Always use a flathead or square tip. Now this ground is a little bit different. It has a port to install the ground wire. This is actually kind of a good feature because it ensures that you have a really good connection to ground, and your ground connection is one of your most important. Reason why is because if anything goes wrong with this device or anything goes wrong inside the switch box, by having a good ground connection, it will cause a short to kick the breaker, and you always want your breakers to kick if you do have a short. So we will tuck our wires in place. We're going to move these guys to the side to accept our other devices. And this humidity we are going to put on the right. Just like that. Just make sure that the words are facing upright. You'll have it in the right position. Has a little indicator at the top of it that says top. And also the Leviton word is only written in one direction. Some devices are multi-directional, so they'll have the words written on both ways, but this device in particular is meant to be installed vertically in the upright position. Alright, now we're going to talk about the how to set up the device to work for the application that you're going to be setting it up for. These things are not just for bathrooms. You can use it anywhere in your house that you have a humidity problem. A lot of times if you have a basement that's fairly moist and you want to get it dried up, you would install a vent fan and install this device so it can sense the humidity. This is Leviton's new humidity sensing device. It works with a microprocessor and a state-of-the-art sensing system on there so that it can accurately determine how much humidity is in the room. And this is a very good thing to have because it can save you energy, and it also reduce any kind of mildew and mold buildup that you would ever have in your bathroom or basement. All right, now first thing you want to do is before you install it, you want to get out your instruction manual so that you can ensure that you install it properly. Read through this very carefully so that you can understand what these 3 different dials mean on this device. I'm going to explain them to you real quick, but I always recommend that you read through your instructions and make sure you read every detail that they write about it. So what this is on the left-hand side. Now this is the faceplate. It comes off just by simply pushing on the top and popping out the bottom. Now that opens up to 3 different dials that you can see. This is the time dial, and you can see on here, it's written very small, but there's a 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's for the amount of minutes that it will run whenever you hit the manual operation. Now in automatic operation, it will continue to run until the humidity is dissipated to the point where the sensor is satisfied with the sensitivity that you set it to, and then it'll shut off. But whenever you're using the timer, this is for manual operation. Whenever you're to hit the button, it will run from anywhere 1, 2, 3 to 4 minutes. This dial up here is the humidity sensitivity. So it goes all the way from low to high. You can basically adjust this as it's running. Whenever it's running, you can determine if you think that's enough humidity and turn it down until it shuts off, and then it'll automatically shut off at that humidity level every time. Now this dial on the right does a couple of things. It will go anywhere from 20 to 80% humidity. It's also a humidity sensitivity control. But if you turn it all the way to the right, there's a word over here that says cycle. Now that's for air cycling. What air cycling does is it allows the air to mix around in the room so that you can reduce humidity levels, and it's an automatic function. It'll turn on once an hour, and it'll stay on for the amount of time that you have set on the left dial here. You can manually operate the air cycling by simply just pressing the main button, and it will automatically turn on your airflow, and it'll run for the number of minutes that you selected for that. But otherwise, if you want it to run automatically so that you don't have to manually press the button, if you put this on cycle, it will run every hour on the hour for the time that you have set on this left dial. Now that's just for if you want to get a lot of airflow in a room that needs the air to be mixed up so that you can dissipate the humidity. Okay, I just want to talk about some common mistakes that can be made with a device like this. If you're trying to install it yourself, you want to be sure of the way that your house is wired, or the way at least that your bathroom is wired. Now, it's very common in some houses, whenever electricians are wiring houses in new construction, if they wanted to save money, they would run the power supplies to each one of their rooms from fixture to fixture to fixture in each one of the bedrooms, including the bathroom. And what they would do is, since the power supply is in the light fixture, in order to get a switching operation up to your fixture, they would run what's called a switch loop down to your switch box. Now, that's a perfectly suitable and perfectly up-to-code way of doing your wiring, but it does pose a problem for a device like this. Since it is a switch loop coming down from the light fixture, it doesn't carry a neutral with it. This device requires a neutral, right here with the silver screw. So the way that I wire houses is that I always run the power supply to the switch box, and then from the switch box goes through the device and then up to the fixture. That gives me a power supply that has a hot and a neutral included in the box. That way, if I ever do run into a situation where I have a device like this, I have a neutral leg to hook to without running a new wire. So most people, whenever they buy this device, are going to want to hook it to their existing vent fan. And that's okay, as long as you have the neutral wire there, you can hook it up. If you're unsure of the wiring, or unsure on how to install this, or basically you're just a little bit afraid of electricity, you might want to hire a registered electrician to install this device for you. Now, the typical cost for something like this, if I was here for the whole day installing devices throughout your house, I would probably charge you $15 to $20 to install this if you provided, obviously, the material cost for the device. Now, if it was a special visit just to install this device, I would expect your charge to be no less than $120. You're not going to get too many registered electricians to show up to your house unless they have a minimum service charge of $100 plus $20 for the installation. Your best bang for your buck is to have them come and do like a complete device change out on your house, or maybe some other light fixtures, something else to consume some of the day so that they're not running around from job to job to job This maximizes their efficiency and allows them to give you a better price for your installation.
All right, so there you go. That's how you install the new Leviton humidity sensor and fan control. This is an awesome device that you need to have in your bathroom or basement. So here's the deal. We're gonna be giving away a few of these back on over at Home Repair Tutor. So head on over to homerepairtutor.com to check out that giveaway. You don't wanna miss out on this, especially if you're redoing your bathroom. So thanks for watching today. If you liked the video, you may want to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Just click on the subscribe button. And remember, when you're over at Home Repair Tutor, you can also sign up for our email newsletter. That way you won't miss out on our awesome giveaways. Thanks for watching again. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon.